Supreme Council,
Welcome.
sir.
Welcome. Oh, let me. Okay, full screen. But you already did the intro?
Actually, we're still kind of rolling to the end of the intro when you popped in, so go ahead and intro you.
Hello, I am Bill Kelly, Hornswoggle the Great. I am peasant hero, pretend mechanic, and all around. Hey, can you grab this for me? At work now. Welcome to the Supreme Council of the Master Geeks Lodge. Episode 83.
Yes, I got it right. Yes, we were just talking about the tragedy of the day.
Oh,
The
Dolly.
loss of Miss Dolly Parton. Yeah, probably one of the greatest human beings to share a lifespan with us.
Yep.
No argument here.
Honored to breathe that oxygen that she shared.
The best quote from Dolly Parton was circulated so many times on Facebook and so many others, and it was the moment where it got quiet during one of her shows, and she was on stage, and some guy randomly from the audience yelled out, "I love you," and in the mic she yelled out, "I love you too, but I told you to wait in the trunk." I love Dolly so much.
You gotta love a good comeback. You know?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember a story. She said that the first time she had gone to a country music awards show, she had taken her husband, who was not in the spotlight and never wanted to be in the spotlight.
No.
Went with her to the awards show with dressed up and all of it. And at the end of it, he said, "I never want to do that again." And that was the first and last awards show he ever attended.
I never want to do that again.
He was fine, being Mr. Dolly Parton and being in the background, and nobody knew who he was.
In the periphery. Yep. But he didn't like being a show pony.
Yep, he was not willing to be the trophy husband, and I don't see a problem with that. He let her have all of the accolades, and he let her have all of the limelight, and she was happy to do it, and that's an incredible thing.
That's why we think we want fame, but so many people that achieve it realize that it's not what you think it is.
Yeah, it's not. I don't really... Fame would be great, but I'd rather have the money. Money is freedom. Money in itself, I really hate money. But what money can accomplish, I'm down for that.
That's right. Money is great for trading because you can get things that you want in exchange for money.
Yeah. Did you guys like my topic for today, or do we want to save that for another time?
I did not see what was the topic for today. I didn't see anything posted.
Oh, I did it in Telegram because that's all I could get to while I was at work. The movie Robot Jocks, right? Hugh Jackman fighting robots.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Real Steel.
Oh, is that what it was called? Real Steel.
Excuse me. Real Steel, yes.
Whoops. But
we might actually call that one in the theater.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I remember seeing commercials for it. I don't think I ever saw it. But what if we took, C-3PO versus Marvin the from Hitchhiker's Guide.
Dramatic depressive robot, yes.
Made him fight.
Real Steel, if you've not seen it, is basically Rocky.
Yep.
Gotcha. Rocky with a robot.
Except Rocky with a robot, and it ends pretty much the same way, spoiler. It comes down to a decision, and they decide for the big name rather than Rocky.
It's going to happen. It's 113 degrees outside.
I know, it is just absolutely stupid.
It was 80.
I left my jacket in the car.
It was 88 degrees when I got into the house today. I had to quit. It's on right now. Hopefully it'll last. So that was my idea. Do like Robbie the Robot versus Huey, Dewey, and Louie from Silent Running.
Robbie would mop him up. Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Unfortunately, he would. That's like an unfair fight. That's like Andre the Giant versus 3 midgets. It's not even fair. That, and by the movie, Louie gets blasted away. He gets caught out in the asteroid field, and he gets knocked off the ship, and he's just gone. And he only has the 2. And then Bruce Dern teaches them how to play poker.
That was such a wild movie.
Then they start cheating, and he gets all mad. Dude, they're thinking robots. What did you expect them to do? Hey, you're cheating. You're not allowed to do that. And they just keep cheating. He had a flush, and he knew it. But yeah, I thought that would be humorous, that we could go over crappy robot wars. We could put all those robots from Ice Pirates against, like, you know.
The battle droids from Phantom Menace.
Yeah. Oh, even better. I love Ice Pirate. He's the most perfect robot. I don't mean by this, but is there any reason he's black? Yes. I wanted him to be perfect. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that makes sense. That was a great movie.
Looks like you could R2-D2 and then the R2 unit from Clone Wars from the cartoon. That R2 unit apparently is a homicidal maniac when it comes to dealing with. Yeah. So those two together against, throw anybody out there. Apparently that would be an evil duo.
Yeah.
Well, no, you pair up R2-D2, not with the other astromech, but if you've watched Star Wars Rebels, which is kind of the follow-up to the Clone Wars, but it follows a particular group. Mm. And there's one of the lead characters, who is the pilot, and she is a Twi'lek, has a droid named Chopper. And Chopper has a filthy mouth. You can't understand what he's saying because it's all but you can definitely tell a couple of times he has said fuck off or fuck you or go bite my dick or something to that effect.
Yeah.
Chopper is an absolutely crude robot, and he's an asshole too.
That R2-D2
openly an asshole.
Yeah. R2-D2's too beloved, and he's not crappy. He's totally useful. Where C-3PO is, unless you're doing protocol or you need to know about a culture, his operating system is kind of limited. I mean, he's a specialist at what he does, but
that's what he does.
It's basically like number 4, A New Hope. I don't have any need for a protocol droid, and even C-3PO agrees, as you wouldn't, sir, out here in the middle of the fucking nowhere out in Tatooine, because there's.
But I know I speak among the 6 million languages I speak are probably several 100,000 machine languages.
Yes, that does come in handy. So he can tell you what's wrong with the machine you're trying, but he can't necessarily do like R2 could. Here's what's wrong. I'm going to fix it. C-3PO's like, here's what's wrong.
Yes, but C-3PO, there's a reason Han plugged C-3PO into the Falcon to talk to it to figure out what was wrong.
Chewie, take R2-D2. The professor back to the... Well, they didn't have R2-D2 at that time. He was on Dagobah with Luke. Because that was like just before Cloud City, that scene. If I remember correctly.
What am I thinking?
Because it's, sir, this asteroid is not entirely stable. Not entirely stable. I'm glad you're here to tell us these things. Chewie, take the professor back into
no, what I was talking about was at the beginning of Empire Strikes Back when he's on Hoth, And I forget what C-3PO, sir, do you want me to? He's like, no, I need you to talk to the Falcon to see what's wrong with
That's right. You are right. I'm
and
quoting the wrong scene. Sorry.
Empire Strikes Back. And
both in the same movie.
In the Star Wars movie Solo, somebody's intelligence ends up getting loaded up into the Millennium Falcon. So the Millennium Falcon, although it doesn't speak, has an onboard artificial intelligence.
Really?
It is intelligent. Yes.
Well, okay. The problem with the Millennium Falcon is it's become everybody's ship, and nobody really understands that Han Solo is really... Harrison Ford is playing the same character from American Graffiti. All he needs to do is paint the Falcon yellow. Am I wrong, Rob?
No, you're not.
You're both skilled mechanics. Am I wrong? He even has a white shirt. All he needs to do is roll a death sticks. But the Falcon is a rum runner. It's not... It's a station wagon. It's like the little...
It's closer to a 1932 Ford
panel
that
truck.
It's closer to a 32 Ford that was owned by a hillbilly during the actual running times.
Yeah.
Because it looks
and
like
has a fake bed with panels underneath with a space underneath.
It's a clapped out old truck, except for it's got a big block in it and it's running a supercharger. Ooh. And when he turns out the cutouts, that SOB's gone.
Yeah, no, that's the Falcon has an LS in it. Really, it's probably got like an LS2, because everybody says the same thing. The only one who doesn't make a comment about the ship in movie 4 is Obi-Wan. He's literally the only one that doesn't bag on the Falcon because, well, he's been around long enough to know that, oh, I bet this is unexpected. What's in there? But
yeah, he's old enough to not judge a book
by its cover. Where Luke, what a hunk of junk!
I used to have a 1973 Gran Torino Squire Ford station wagon. Gold with the plastic woody sides and everything else. The only thing that made it really stand apart, you looked at it and it showed its age, but under the hood it had a 429 Police Interceptor. So it drove through town and it just looked like this clapped out old station wagon. But when you needed it to do things, it could haul my 30-foot trailer all day long and not sweat. And it wouldn't break a sweat breaking triple digits on the highway on a nice long straight if you needed it to. So
it's like a guy has a station wagon that's like the Millennium Falcon and like that. Like, oh, look at that. There's a reason it only has one seat in it.
That's a grandma car. Yep, grandma likes it because it gets her to and from wherever she needs to be.
Can get grandma to Albuquerque in 1 hour and 13 seconds.
That's right. We paint it blue and we call it TARDIS Express when it absolutely positively has to be there before you send it.
It's the new blue bomber. But yeah, that's the Falcon in the movie for what the YT really is. It's really the equivalent of the little cars and trucks that the airline crew that does the baggage in and out of the plane, it's literally one of those that you would load up with bags, because that's the reason it has the square divot in the front, is to push like a tow. Like
those are cargo bays as well. Those are hollow and store.
Yep.
There's a cargo base, and it was designed for containers, so you could put a container in there, and it was designed to be slow and steady. It can go anywhere, except that somebody before Han got it had jazzed it up a little bit, and then Han got it, jazzed it up a little bit more, and so
we know
it
that
became. Yeah,
I haven't seen Solo, but Calrissian had.
Yes, I recommend it. It is a decent movie. I will say this about it. Um, in a world where a lot of them exist, it is one of the better Woody Harrelson heist movies.
Okay, fair enough. I'll go with that. Well, you got to take every movie you see with a grain of salt.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
I love me
bad.
some Woody Harrelson. He makes me laugh.
I
And yeah, he is in that movie, and it is a Woody Harrelson heist movie
don't
with
think-
Han Solo.
I can't name a bad Woody Harrelson movie where
No.
I had wished they cast someone else, because he always delivers. He does a good job.
Yep.
He's like Goldblum and so many other actors. It's like, you know what you're getting into. Let's just enjoy the ride.
And Star Wars has been that entity that everybody wants to be a part of. Everybody wants the opportunity. I want to be I don't care if I have to stand in the back and juggle plates. I want to be in Star Wars. Okay, come here.
Yeah.
We got a position for you.
Even if I'm just an alien, I'd be happy. That's me. That fourth rubber mask, that was me.
I've heard there have been a lot of, cameos in Star Wars, people appearing in stormtrooper outfits, and you have no idea it was them.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig is one name that I know has come to mind.
He was in a
He has showed
stormtrooper.
up.
Yeah.
He was a stormtrooper in a scene. Yes.
Yep.
Well, Star Wars is a very unique niche because it comes off the screen into our culture and it continues to perpetuate. And even though the last couple endeavors were a bit...
Yeah, I could. I'm
saw
going to
The
be nice
Mandalorian.
and not. I'm going to be nice and not slag the sequel films, although I could. I thought Solo was decent. I haven't seen The Mandalorian and Grogu, although the reason I didn't see the movie is I didn't see a need for the movie. There were no unresolved plot lines in the TV show that needed a movie, and evidently the movie tanked so hard that there's not going to be another season of Mandalorian and Grogu.
Ouch.
I doubt that, because Marvel / Star Wars / Disney has been saying, well, this is canceled, and then bringing it back for years.
I didn't see the Grogu Mandalorian movie. I saw up to where Luke takes him, which was really brilliantly done. And all of that, the first season was amazing. The second one was good. The third one is, I don't know who's writing Boba Fett for all of the recent Boba Fett, but they're trying to make him like a Batman villain instead of being just a bounty hunter. And
Yeah, the Book of Boba Fett TV series, I thought was fan service. We're going to give you a whole show of Boba Fett because fans want Boba Fett, but it was okay, but it wasn't great. He's not a hero. He's not something you should be rooting for.
no, he's a bounty hunter.
But he's a bounty hunter. But we have a love with the bad boys. And then there was one episode of the Boba Fett that was a Mandalorian and Grogu episode. It didn't hardly have
Boba in it at all.
Boba Fett in it at all. Yeah. But
He's in The Empire Strikes Back, and he's really such a bit part, but it's such a compelling character against a backdrop of even more exotic characters. So I think that you just said it earlier, we have a love for the bad boy, and bounty hunters aren't middle ground in Hollywood. They're either straight up evil antagonists, or they're this weird mixture of Mando and Boba. Because the Book of Boba Fett, the one pieces of episodes that I saw, and Mandalorian, it's the same story. Not during the same time period, but it's the same story. It's a guy in Mandalorian armor. And for those that you don't know, the Mandalorians are more like Mando, where it used to be this huge race of people, and then they all got eradicated at the rise of the Empire, along with like 100 other races of beings on native planets that the Empire, because there's a reason you're rooting for the rebels in the Star Wars fantasy set. The Empire, they're the Nazis. Stormtroopers, same-shaped helmets. Everything is this sterilized, purified. They hate aliens. The Emperor,
big time, especially in the expanded universe. The Empire was definitely a human-centric. They ran all of the non-humans off of the surface levels of Coruscant.
Yeah.
If you weren't human, you didn't live at the top levels. You went down deep and stayed there because,
the best was Peter Cushing's take on, I am a Grand Moff, whatever that is, and I'm dressed like an Edwardian butler, and apparently I run the galaxy. Edwardian butler. Oh, God, yeah, they kind of are dressed like that time period. But they're dicks. You would not want to be in the Star Wars world unless you're one of the 0.5% beings that can wield the Force out of the cajillion that exist in their galaxy.
Well, during the time of the Empire, you didn't want to be a Force wielder either, because if it was even sensed that you had the potential to be a Force wielder, the Inquisitors would come, and you would either be taken away and made into an Inquisitor, or if you had any touch or contact with the Jedi, you were just dead. If they thought that a Jedi even whispered in your ear once, you were dead. There was no room for it. But yeah, I tried to keep up with we've got so much Star Wars now, and I love it. I love it all. Even, like I said, some of it's not so good, but it's all still Star Wars to me.
Did you send me a link to link us up? Because I clicked on it, but it just...
I did not. Let me do that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to... Because I was...
No.
I fed the cats. I turned on the AC.
Yeah, I completely forgot.
That's one of the things that I enjoy about Star Wars is the fact that over a shorter time frame than with Star Trek, Star Wars took the opportunity to really look at every aspect they could find within the universe that had been originally created. They opened up, they've tried. There's been a lot of action that had started at the fan level, but has been embraced by the organization and has been brought in, and a lot of that lore has been developed hand in hand between the fandom and Lucas and all the rest of it. It has all come together to bring this to a great fruition. Roddenberry never had that opportunity to take it to the same level, but the intent was a little bit different as well. It was the, our happy-go-lucky space.
And Roddenberry had to lie to, what was it, NBC? They thought they were getting a spacefaring. They thought it was going to be a submarine story, and he tricked them with a space opera.
Sent that invite if you want to.
Oh, thank you. There it is. And I gotta mute this and link that. Mute! Thank you. Rob, you froze on us.
Yeah, my laptop is giving you bits right now.
I'm gonna have to buy it ice packs.
If it keeps it up, if it doesn't clean itself up, it's going to get the hose.
It gets the lotion, or it gets the hose.
It puts the lotion on its skin, or it gets the hose again.
Oh,
That's why I love working in IT.
oh, Star Trek, Star Wars, Lost in Space, Space 1999, Blake 7, Doctor Who. Okay. Did I forget any?
What are we? Science fiction shows from the 70s?
From 90 back. Robots are done sparsely. Okay? They're not, probably due to cost, because that's either puppet or that's a guy in a suit. So Star Trek only has, if memory serves, and I'm talking Shatner, I think 2 in the 80 episodes.
Yeah, and they're specialized, both of them.
One of them.
One of them is what's left of Commander Pike.
Oh, that's more a cyborg. I was thinking the one that floats around and it thinks that Kirk is a descendant of its maker. Not Kirk.
Yep.
Oh.
And then there's another one with another robot. Well, if you count Shirley Jackson and Ted Cassidy. Damn it. Okay, there's more robots than I realized.
But still, they
were limited, very limited.
Limited. Robbie the Robot, who is first shown in Forbidden Planet, if memory serves correctly.
That was a very expensive prop, and it ended up being in a lot of things.
A lot of stuff. Yep. And he was amazing. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. So, it isn't until Battlestar Galactica, that's what I forgot, where you have Boxy, which wasn't that a chimpanzee in a dog costume? Robot dog costume?
I believe at times it was a chimpanzee in a dog costume. I've also been told that at times Warwick Davis was in that costume.
Wouldn't surprise me. Same time frame. No. Yes, yeah, no, that's right, because he's like 13 when...
I'm going to look it up.
He's just a little bit younger than I am. I remember being like, wow, he's that young? Because in Willow, he's only like 17, and the chick playing his wife is like 40.
And then you had all of the Cylons. So the 3 different levels of Cylons within the original Battlestar Galactica. You had the warrior class, you had the administrative class, and then you had the leader class. But they were all right, and they were all
like one's name was Lucifer, that talked to Balthazar, and because that one actor who has just a weaselly sounding voice played him. I remember that. I gotta go back and watch Paul gave me Battlestar Galactica and he wouldn't shut up about it, and then it turned out that they were all Cylons and all it had like a really weird ending, and then he never spoke of it again. It was like, I feel you, dude. This is how I feel about Lost. All they did was tack on the Jacob's Ladder ending to this. Like, you have too much to explain to just end it like that.
Looking at Mr. Davis's body of work, no, he was not involved with Battlestar Galactica.
Okay. I would have believed you because...
Yeah, I had heard that it was, but you're right. I think it was a trained chimp.
Well, Lucas always had little people working in all 3 movies. You had Jawas in the first movie. What are you trying to pull a fast one? Dealing with Uncle Owen, being a huge part of the Tatooine. In the second movie on Cloud City, you have the Ugnaughts running around.
It goes a little bit deeper than that. His early concept for Star Wars was going to have Luke and Leia as twins adventuring together. And they were going to be little people.
That would have been awesome. That would have been way better than the way it ended up.
Yeah, not that the way it ended up bad, but...
Oh, no, it's great. But that would have been 100 times better.
George Lucas, the hill he'll die on is that Star Wars is for kids.
Yeah, it is.
If you think it's too childish, you're too old. So Star Wars is for kids. And I will say this about the sequel movies. If I was 12, I would have ate them up.
Oh
But
yeah.
I'm not. I'm a crotchety, grumpy, picky old man. And, there are things to like about the movie, but there's a lot of cringe too.
It's Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar, I hate Jar Jar Binks. Yes, we all do, because we've all hit puberty.
Now, Jar Jar Binks didn't bother me, and the Clone Wars TV series kind of redeemed him a little bit.
I heard that.
Yeah. To the point where I'm convinced Jar Jar has force powers. He is force sensitive.
Wouldn't surprise me because of how amused Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan were when they first meet him, if you go back in the movie. And yeah, he talks weird and has a bizarre speech pattern, but they're Jedi. They don't find interest in just everybody. You have to have special, like when they meet Anakin. Oh, they're all excited about meeting Anakin because they can tell he's got the Force. So they probably knew Jar Jar had it.
Yeah, but Jar Jar, I think his Force manifests in, serendipity,
in chaos,
happy accidents,
happenstance,
things that he doesn't plan that work out. Now, there was an episode of the Clone Wars where he got mistaken for a Jedi. The name of the episode is Bombad Jedi. And he's running around and he doesn't do anything, but there are other episodes. There's an episode where he goes and he's facing Boss Nass, and Boss Nass is about to make a decision. And Jar Jar literally goes and says something and waves his hand the way a Jedi does when he said it, and Boss Nass changed his mind. And now it's been established that human Jedi can't do that to a Gungan. But I watched Jar Jar do it.
Hey, since the role-playing game has been created, Hutts cannot be Force sensitive. There's like 5 races in all of the thousands of Star Wars races that cannot have the Force. They just can't. It's just not.
Yeah, the
Hutts and Toydarians or whatever Watto is. His people can't have it either.
Yeah, they're Toydarians.
And there's more. There's other races that can't. But now they're like, there's going to be the Hutt Jedi. You don't need to make a Klingon officer in Star Wars. It's okay. We'll live without it. So I saw that, and oh man, please no, please don't.
Yeah, I mean, later on in Clone Wars, when Amidala steps down as senator, Jar Jar steps in. He's an actual galactic senator.
I mean, like you said,
he was annoying at first, but
Star Wars is for children. It is a male Wizard of Oz story. It has all of thanks to Joseph Campbell's help, because Lucas sought out the master when he was still alive, and he had Joseph Campbell come, and he's like, what do I need to do to make an epic story? Well, you have to have a hero who starts out in the middle of nowhere with nothing, and he has to be set on the grand adventure. He has to have a team of helpers. He has to have an aged, wizardly elder mentor, and
some sort of tragedy to send him on his way.
He has to kill his father. He has to save the princess. He has to save the world. And Star Wars has all of those elements. The only thing Luke doesn't do is he doesn't save Tatooine. But from the end of the first movie, they set it up that Vader is lost in space and the Empire is going to crack, which, dude, just losing the Death Star and Vader, that's not going to destroy the Empire. That's like if you attacked America and said, we destroyed New York, we're done. No, you're not. There's a lot more.
The Death Star was, it was an intimidation thing. They didn't build it because they intended to use it. They built it so they could use it once and then say, basically
You see this?
what we did with the atom bomb.
Yeah.
We blew somebody up with it to prove that we could, and then just to prove that we could do it more than once, we blew up a second city. But then if you watch Rogue One, they practice shot that laser at a couple of different planets. They destroyed Jeddah, and they destroyed they destroyed the planet where the movie takes place. It escapes me at the moment.
Rogue One was a breath of fresh air. It was a surprisingly
awesome
really good movie.
Donnie Yen as the not Jedi blind man.
Yeah, he's awesome. I love him in all the Ip Man films. I've seen almost all of them. He fights Tyson in one of them.
Now, I'm going to jump
back
to
into
Ip
robots.
Man.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm going to jump to Ip Man.
Oh, go right ahead.
There was a movie that came out several years ago called The Grand Master, and it was about Ip Man. And the movie, the best way to describe it is the movie is a series of beautifully choreographed martial arts fights. The first one takes place in the rain, and just with the way the lighting is and the movements and the way the rain is slinging off of just all of it. It's, 5 or 6 martial art combats that each in and of itself is a cinematic work of art. It's an absolutely beautiful film. If you can, I would see it. I've seen some of the Ip Man movies, and he's he is a legend.
He's pretty awesome. The first one, they're all really good. But, they follow his life. The best part is when he meets Bruce Lee, because Bruce Lee's like 4 or 5. He's really little. And he runs in. He's like, I'm Bruce Lee, and I'm going to be the greatest martial artist ever. And he's like, get the hell out of here, kid. Because Bruce Lee has an older friend who you can totally see for the movies where Bruce Lee's personality came from. Because Leilong totally... Master, can you fight 5 people? Well, first he tries to control the situation, and he brings friends, and Ip Man beats the crap out of all 3 of them. And then they run up on him, and he's ready to fight him again, and they all get down, and they're like, oh, Master, please teach us. Oh, my God. Because Well, it's Wing Chun. It's what Bruce Lee started with. And as we know, Wing Chun is designed so if the Mongols or the Huns or whoever get past the army and the specialty and the palace guards and the special elite guards, and they get into the palace, chambermaids were taught Wing Chun, and it's a very debilitating art. Break knee, smash elbow.
Like Aikido.
It's pretty much Chinese Aikido. It's close.
Aikido is very brutal. Aikido is the idea is to do something to him that takes the fight out of him.
Yeah.
And Wing Chun is about a lot of rapid strikes, repetitive strikes, and constant, just unrelenting, unstoppable.
And being taught to the servants, I imagine the idea was that you attack in mass because, you might be able to defend against one person throwing punches, but you can't defend against 5. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, and
I've seen enough times that, a mob, I don't care how bad you are, a mob will take you.
And it's not intended to be, it's not all power. It's the primary point is to be accurate and repetitive. So if you hit somebody 5 times in the temple within a very short span, that's what we would consider to be a hard reset of the brain. So you're going to slow somebody down.
It's also akin to Muay Thai, where there's a lot of elbow and leg strikes because I just rewatched the fight in the 80s where you had that guy who was unstoppable and they set him up against a Muay Thai master, and the Muay Thai guy just destroyed his legs because they're not ready. You know, if you're great at Taekwondo and you've studied the Americanized Korean art, and that's good, you're not necessarily ready for another style that's focus is in a really completely different part of the body. Taekwondo is set for the body and the head, you know, all this area to knock the person out. Muay Thai, you're hurting the person so they can't fight back and they can't run away.
Aikido is basically the same way. I'm going to cripple you, and then you're out of the fight. You may or may not die from it, but you're out of the fight.
I'm going to hit some pressure points. Now you can't lift your arm. Yeah, don't do that until I can put that back. That pressure points. Learn them. You don't need to be a karate master to take advantage of, but it does help.
We at the Supreme Council of the Master Geeks Lodge do not advocate violence, but we will tell you this: if you find yourself in a fight, don't fight fair.
Yep.
There are people that fight fair, and there are people that win your fight.
Start out fighting fair. Don't worry. Your opponent will make it so that you don't have to finish fighting fair. That's what I live by.
Yep, the first rule of fights, of that kind of close quarters combat, if it's not nailed down, it's a weapon.
Yeah.
If it is nailed down, it's still a weapon. It's just a little harder to use.
I would say there's three main rules in street fighting. One, never underestimate your opponent. Every dude has a special whatever he's been working on in his basement or garage for months. Two, I'm going to stick with fight fair until your opponent changes the narrative. Three is what Rob just said. Jackie Chan, everything is a weapon.
Win the fight, yes, or as Bruce Lee called his martial arts style, Jeet Kune Do, which basically means if it works, use it.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce was a fan of
way. It's learn everything you can, and somebody who is trained in one style will be used to that style. So oftentimes that's why you'll see different styles pitting against each other, and they have many commonalities in their work. But the one that becomes the most dangerous is the one that understands multiple styles and how to weave them, and also isn't going to stick to a set pattern. They're going to break out. They're going to do whatever it takes to get to the end result. Cosmo McGraw was designed for that same passion. Spetsnaz, the Russian special forces, that was all they taught their people was, style. What style? You hit as often, and you kick as often, and you bite as often, and you hit with elbows, and you hit with knees, and you hit with rocks, and you never stop until you can't lift your hands and body again. You keep going. And Navy SEALs and those groups did the same thing. Special Air Services and GSG, these guys, that was what they all learned over time from having to be in situations where it was put to me best by a Navy SEAL that I knew, who said, the only fair fight is the fight you walk away from. So anything goes. Period.
Robert Heinlein had a quote that I like to trot out once in a while. It's like, never pick a fight with a little man. He might get scared and kill you.
Yeah.
See, I grew up a 98-pound weakling. I may be old and fat now, but for a lot of my life, I was very skinny and very twerpy. And so I was that 98-pound weakling that would get picked on because I was that kind of target.
Women were bullies most of my life, but that's a different You can't just beat the shit out of them. That doesn't work. That's not appropriate. But you find other ways to fight them. And even still
I
at
was always
work.
the gorilla.
Huh?
I was always the gorilla. That was why Grandpa used to take me up to the ranch all the time.
Mm. Well,
it just became a matter of, okay, here's what I need you to do.
Okay.
I need you to move that pile of wood. Okay, I need you to move that cow. I need you to move that bull.
all those
Go move the truck.
All those boulders.
Yes, sir.
Mm.
Yeah.
See that pile of rocks?
Yeah.
It's down by the shit.
And then I became, and I recognize it now all these years later, but I became Grandpa's quick draw.
Mm. Yeah, you were
Grandpa was Grandpa was, 5'10" and all of 180 pounds soaking wet in a wool sweater. But Grandpa was an old rancher, so he was a tough guy, and he could do it, but he was very quiet in the way he presented himself. But whenever there was a situation that he felt he was going to need backup, I would get a phone call and say, "Hey, I need you to go with me."
What are you doing?
He never asked where we were going. He just get in the truck. Yes, sir. And I would see him talking to somebody, and they'd look over his shoulder, and then it would become a matter of, "Oh, okay, well, whatever you need to do, sir, we can go ahead and accommodate."
Insurance. Yeah. That's annoying. I mean,
Yeah,
it's your grandfather, so you do it, but
it was just, I need you to beat this motherfucker with that motherfucker. Yes, sir.
okay. We're not going to get sued, are we? Okay. No, not yet. It's not 1985. Oh, okay. Trying to think of other, because robots, the exterminators, there's that little robot, and ice pirates, but those are all either puppets or guys in suits. See, with the onset of CGI, you get, Alan Tudyk's character in Rogue One. He's the voice of the Imperial
K2SO. K2SO.
K2SO, thank you. I couldn't remember the... You thought that... How did you know that wasn't me? When did you shoot the other...
I didn't.
That was the bad... Because he's, so offended and... Dude, what? We're at war. You need a big stripe down the middle of you. So I know not to shoot you. The fog of war.
Now, Star Wars did have a few model robots. You had the little mouse droid in the first one that Chewie rode at. I'm sure that was just a remote control car with a box on the top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you had, I think the Gonk droid might have actually had somebody in it. The basically the power box with legs.
Yeah, the walking boxes.
And then I'm sure that they were models hung from a string, but the Imperial probe droids in Empire Strikes Back. And I think those were probably hung on a string.
Or on some clear, or white pole.
Yeah, well, it could be taken out and put in editing, yes.
But before Luke has the 2B1 medical droid. There's 2 medical droids when he's in the Bacta tank after the Wumpus attack. And I think that's just before the Imperial probe droid.
Yes. Oh, then in A New Hope, you have the torture droid.
Yeah.
Or is that
the floating ball with the needle that goes into Princess Leia's room right before the door closes?
Yeah, because we don't see that
Imperial
again.
Torture. I don't know if you see it when Han gets tortured in the second movie. I don't think so. I remember him saying that, they were torturing me. They weren't even asking questions. What they were doing was, summoning
Ringing
Luke.
the bell, yeah. Hey, we got your friend!
And I think, for that matter, we were talking about Force sensitives. I think Han Solo is Force sensitive.
Wouldn't surprise me.
And again, I think it's a similar to what Jar Jar has, and it's a serendipity in that things just work out for him. He is uncannily good with a blaster to the point where, you know, maybe there's something more going on there. He is a pilot whose skills rival that of a Jedi. And we know the Jedi use the Force to augment their flying abilities.
And you would too if you had to.
He also has a certain amount of precognition when he says,
I got a
have a
bad,
bad
feeling about this, which he says like every 15 pages in the script.
Yes. He says it a lot, and something always happens when he does. So
That's
there's
no
an argument, that Han is Force sensitive. Is he Jedi level? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think he is. I think Jar Jar is Jedi level, but
I would say more Jar Jar than Han, because Han probably learned to suppress it.
or I
Or
think
even
he
maybe
just
I don't know.
subconsciously he learned to channel it. That's he
Maybe.
has incredible luck. He won the Millennium Falcon.
He does seem
In a
to
game of
excel
chance.
at narrow escapes. Whether it's away from a space slug or outside of an exploding Death Star or hitting Darth Vader, who's one of the most force-wielding, way more powerful than Luke at that point. So
Yeah,
you might
notice
be
Han
onto
didn't
something.
hesitate to pull out his blaster and start shooting.
Yeah.
That's like when people say hand shot first. No, that's not quite correct. Hand shot. There was only one.
Hand saw Vader and went into battle mode, which anybody would.
Even with Greedo, hand shot. Hand didn't shoot first because there was no second shot. Hand shot. Greedo said over my dead body, hand obliged.
Yeah. Just give it to me now. I'll pretend I didn't see you. I don't have it with me. That's actually a really great conversation that he and Greedo have. Because it's how a bounty hunter would handle things. Going somewhere solo is how he starts it. Because they're not enemies. He doesn't hate him. This is strictly business. And that's how both of them handle it. Until Han realizes, crap, I'm not going to get out of this. He's going to take me to Jabba. So he has no choice. He has to shoot him at that point. Because Chewie's not around to bash him on the back of the head. And
I heard another theory that Chewie is the main character in that team, and Han is his pet.
from a Wookiee point of view, yeah. From a human point of view, most humans don't know enough about Wookiees to...
No, but they introduced Chewbacca to Han in the movie Solo.
Oh.
And the way they do it is Han falls foul of some authorities and gets thrown into a pit. And of course, in the pit is this beast that they've been abusing. And they throw him in there because everybody they throw in there with the beast just tears them up and they die. Well, somehow Han managed to, tame the beast, save his life, and get him out of there. And so they've been lifelong friends.
It's a good story.
But
Yeah.
other robots, you mentioned Doctor Who, and of course we have the Daleks, who are, I think some of them are robots. I think the first few waves of Daleks were actual aliens who had their brains put into the...
They were...
I think later waves were actual robots, possibly.
Possibly later, but they were designed by Davros, and they look like Lovecraftian nightmares inside this, because they're like a brain squid slimy thing, and they're in the big suits. But they're the Cybermen, and I think there's 2 other races that are. I mean, there's a lot of other mechanical races, but few of them are recurring antagonists like the Daleks and the Cybermen. Whereas K9 is a inconsistent companion that he ends up giving to what's her name?
Romana.
No, for a little while, and then he gives her to the Susan, the one that just the actress just died not too long ago, like 5-10 years
Oh,
ago.
yes. I know who
I can't remember.
about,
She had her own show too. What the hell's her name?
Yes.
She had a Doctor Who spinoff long before.
Donna Noble was the character.
Was it Donna Noble?
But Donna Noble was the character's name.
I think it's from Tom Baker, Doctor Who.
Sarah Jane.
What was
Sarah
it?
Jane.
Sarah Jane, I think, is the character.
Okay, I'm thinking
She
of a
has
different character.
no. You're right about Donna Noble, and that's what's her name, and she's fucking hysterical. She has her own show, and it's a sketch comedy show, and it's hysterical. I've Catherine Tate, I think her name is.
Yep.
She does her mom. Her mom startles very easily, so everything makes her go, oh! Like the microwave going off and like doors opening. So she made skits about her mom and how easy her mother is to scare. But yeah, Donna Noble and of course Rose Tyler. And there's so many. Thank you, Lava Bean, Sarah Jane. Yeah, so many shows. But K9, the Cybermen, and the Daleks are. I don't think there's any like androids.
Not that I remember, but then there are the post Tom Baker Doctor Who. I haven't seen very much of that at all. Because, the next guy came in after Tom Baker. I watched a little of him, and then I went and joined the Army.
There was, what's his name? Well, there's several after Tom Baker, but then there's a long...
Peter, I think, yes.
And then
gap.
there's, in 97, there's like 1 episode or 2?
I think it made it a movie. It was a movie.
And he looks more like one of the Hobbit's cousins than Doctor Who, but that's fine. And then you go for an even longer, 3 years, and then 10 years. Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah, I thought he was a wonderful Doctor.
He was amazing.
I just wish we'd seen more.
I've got it. The DVDs. And then
My wife has his autograph.
Oh, really? Lucky her. I'm glad she got to meet him.
Yeah, we
really
met
awesome.
him a few years ago at Phoenix Fan Fusion.
Right on. Hey, Mr. Steele. Spotlight. Okay. Oh, the treats are in the other room. Can you, hold on a minute, and I'll get you some treats when I have to turn off the air conditioner. But he did an amazing job as Doctor Who. Honestly, I only saw a couple of Capaldi.
Tennant? I only saw 1 episode of Peter Capaldi's. And
he's good.
He was good. I really didn't care for the guy that preceded him, Matt Smith. I didn't like him as Doctor Who.
I didn't like him at first. He grows on you, but he's kind of written as your grandfather's weird friend. He's not like the... Well, Eccleston... it kind of... Remember, Doctor Who wasn't always the champion protector of Earth. He was just the last of the Time Lords, trying to right some wrongs and explore the universe and fix the time thing, and he deals with the Master now and then, and the aforementioned baddies, and there's other groups. But it wasn't until Eccleston, 9, 10, 11, where he becomes the protector of Earth. That's not.
Yeah,
He's needed everywhere, not just Earth.
yeah. Well, they pivoted. I only watched one episode of the Jodie Whittaker. Um, I thought it was okay. I didn't watch the guy after that, but Matt Smith had turned me off, and after Matt Smith, I really stopped watching Doctor Who. So I haven't.
Jodie Whittaker is Captain America is secretly Hydra. You've now fucked the plot. You're done. Okay, you have a race of people that are regenerating, or as far as we know, maybe only the males are regenerating, and they essentially live multiple lifetimes before they expire and go back into the universe. Once you, from a writing standpoint, from a literary standpoint, once you go into the neighborhood where, hey, they can also be women, because you're not really doing that as a story that you're appeasing a certain demographic for hopes and getting a larger audience. Because now, how the fuck do you do genealogy if on your planet if you could just become whatever the hell you want?
It wasn't very well thought out. Like I said, I had no problem with her portrayal of the Doctor, but at that point, I'd already, the Doctor had become something that it hadn't been when I was a kid. He was not an action star, and the adventures he was in, while they might have been in exotic places, were pretty mundane adventures for the most part.
Yeah.
Well,
okay. If you go back and watch the first ones, the first Doctor, black and white, 1963, William Hartnell, they're bad. I borrowed the season 1 DVDs from the Phoenix Mesquite Branch Public Library. They're really bad. You can find all of them pretty much out there on the internet. But it's brand new sci-fi. We don't know what we're doing. It's, hey, the Americans have the Twilight Zone. We need to do something else. Or they wrote it or whatever. So it evolves over time and it becomes a lot better. True.
Yeah.
But with the second one, it gets better and better. By John Pertwee, it's the early 70s and there's the karate craze, so he becomes more of an action hero. But then when he's remade as Tom Baker, we're back into the weird country professor kind of, hello, I'm the doctor. Yeah. Have a sugar baby, or
a jelly
baby. Sorry. Whoops.
And a few years ago at Phoenix Fan Fusion, I ran into somebody cosplaying a Tom Baker Doctor Who.
Awesome.
And he had an actual bag of jelly babies with him.
That's awesome. But he's
tried one. Not, jelly babies are nasty.
It's a different, yeah. But he even after Tom Baker, when you get into the, Sylvester McCoy and the other two guys, they're still trying to figure out which audience they're going to get. And it isn't until Eccleston where now he's running around. Now he's a lot younger. Now because I think they finally...
He's an action star.
That's what they turned him
into.
Eccleston
and
it worked for the actor, the time, the audience, the demographic. It worked. And the same thing with Tennant's beloved because David Tennant did to the Doctor what James Doohan did for Scotty. He made it his own character by bringing a lot of his own personality traits that he would have used to nail a part, and everybody just went, fuck yeah! And that became the standard of the character. So even... Uh-oh. We lost him completely.
He'll be back.
I hope so. But probably. No, he said his laptop was... Jesus. 45 minutes. Promise.
There he is.
But Doctor Who has had so many iterations. There's something for everybody in the entire If you like hokey sci-fi, go to the big early stuff. Because even Tom Baker, the first episode I saw of Doctor Who, and I think I was 10 years old, and it was on PBS late at night, and I was like, what the hell is this? And he gets trapped on a medieval type of planet mentality and dress, and they're all being weird, and he can't get into the TARDIS, which first it's like, what the fuck is he talking? Wait, I wasn't saying that at 10. What the hell is he talking about? What's a TARDIS? But he won't cooperate with them, so they throw him in this pit with this monster that's supposed to eat him. And the monster turns out to be an alien, and he sees an artifact, and he tells the people that that's not from this world, and they get mad at him because he realizes that it's a communication device for like 60 different types of aliens. So when the monster, which is basically a blob with an elephant's trunk, comes charging at him to try to communicate, and it tries to touch him to communicate, he is just kind of goofy with it. And he even... Oh, hold on one second.
And away he goes. Subject tonight was fictional robots. I want to bring up my favorite fictional robot, Rosie the robot. She brought words into my vocabulary such as the most and my favorite, huh. If you've seen the Jetsons, you saw the episode where the old man, Henry, makes Max a robot, and Max falls in love with Rosie. And of course, whenever Rosie's not around, Max gets all discombobulated and fucks shit up. So they send Max away, and Rosie becomes heartbroken, wandering around the house all day going, ah, ah. And so when I don't want to do something, or I'm disappointed by something, I will make the very same sound. I watch Bill's cat stretch and roll over and fall off of that table back there. I like watching when cats do dumb stuff for themselves. Nope, he's not going to do it. Disappointment. All by myself. Don't want to be all by myself. I think Rob, I don't know if he's coming back or not. He got his camera back up. But yeah, speaking of the Doctor, I think the revival of the Doctor with Christopher Eccleston and the others was something the world really needed. I just think that, you know, there were supposed to only be 13 regenerations, and now they're on what, 14 or 15? I don't know how it got reset because I didn't watch the later seasons. But no. What is now the Doctor? I think they should let it rest. Either that or it's time for a complete reboot. Start the Doctor over. Maybe start it with a movie where it explains, you know, what happened to Gallifrey, why the Time Lords, why he's the last one. Well, him and the Master. are the last ones. Maybe explain what happened between them, and you know, give us a little backstory of who the Who really is, and we could start fresh. Um, I can think of several actors I would like to see as Doctor Who, but some of them probably not going to happen because they're not going to let Americans be Doctor Who. Well, isn't this awkward? Now, Lava Being, if you're still there, was the Matt Smith era the only era they brought the Master back? Because I know he came back during the Tom Baker era more than once, and I don't think that was the beginning of the Master, but I don't remember. I do remember that the early
Terribly
Master
sorry.
had his own TARDIS. Okay, welcome back.
Oh, sorry about that.
And that the Master's TARDIS chameleon circuit actually worked, because I remember it being a number of different things in the past. I remember it being a potted plant at one time.
Cats, here, have some treats. Stop yelling. Here, you have these treats, you have these treats. How about that? Oh, sorry, Julio. Giving Clay and I dinner, and he's long-winded, and he had a major operation yesterday, so we had to talk about it for a minute. I apologize. I'm sorry about that.
All good, all good. Life first.
My neighbor is super awesome. He got me the job I have now.
Awesome, awesome.
So I got to give him props. Thank you once again. And they're getting ready to move back to Puerto Rico. So he's trying to sell his F-150. I can't remember what year it is. It's nice. It's newer. Much newer than my 95.
Yeah, I don't need a truck right now, or I would consider it.
I got to sell the little Red Ranger. I'm trying to sell the 46 Super Deluxe 6 two-door sedan, my rusted heap. Oh, the Master is through the entire show.
Oh yeah, I remember him showing up in Wow, Martian Cat has been my moderator for 10 years.
Congratulations. Successful moderating.
Well, she's the one that pulled me into streaming back in 2016.
It's all her fault, is it?
Yeah, it is all her fault.
I knew it. Is he still muted? Has he been muted this whole time I was gone? Because I ran outside,
He has.
gave us food, and then I took a thing, and I still have to put water in
Yes,
that.
he has been muted. He has not made a sound.
Maybe family stopped by or something's going on. And then Chris started talking to me. I don't know. Anyway, people make it because they can make it, and they don't because they can't. And you don't look too much into it beyond that. Other than that, England's biggest robot besides Marvin is Crichton from Red Dwarf. Because they're still making those shows, and that show's been on since what, 85?
Forever.
84?
It's been on a long time.
It's such an amazing show. I absolutely love it. I have one of the books. I got to sit down and read it one day. Christine read it. She's like, it's very close to the show. Rimmer's a little different, but... Rimmer? It's like watching Chef. There's just brilliant insults in the show.
Yes. Do you remember a TV show called Quark?
Remember? Yes. Actually seen it? No.
I watched it. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Everyone who has seen it has a positive thing to say about it, but I don't. I think that was the mid 70s.
It was 77, 78. It definitely was one of those things that came out because Star Wars was a success, because science fiction of all kinds. But Quark was a it was a parody of science fiction, because Adam Quark was the captain, and I forget the name of the ship, but he was the captain of basically a space garbage truck.
Right.
And they went around the galaxy picking up garbage. He had a first mate named Ficus, who was plant based. There was a character that would gender swap, and I forget its name, but I was trying to remember if there was a robot on Quark, and I do not remember there being a robot.
Yeah, I was like 5 years old when that show came out, so I cannot help you. I was probably mastering Sesame Street and Godzilla and
I think I was 12.
The Muppet Show.
I was 12 when it came out.
Oh. I gave you wet food and treats. What more do you want? And I turned on the air conditioner. Cats. You were 12. Back in 77.
Oh, there was a robot. Oh, the robot's name, but he looks, I don't know, he's weird. He's got a square head.
Or robot. They were also a robot Quark on Doctor Who in the early iterations. Probably replaced by the Cybermen. For villains. These alien robots are not relatable to the audience. Quick, make them human. Oh, that's much better. Now I can really hate them. Before I just kind of hated them, but I ignored them because they didn't. The robot. It's a talking computer. I don't know how to handle that.
Oh, Andy was the name of the robot. He was a not at all human-looking robot made from spare parts with a cowardly and neurotic personality.
That's awesome.
But then there's another 70s science fiction show that had two rather prominent robots that we forgot. Buck Rogers had Dr. Theopolis and Twiggy.
That's true. Crap. Bitty, 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 bitty. A midget.
You remember the episode when Twiggy met a female Twiggy? And he went beady, 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 and she went booty, booty, booty.
I vaguely remember that. How many seasons of Buck Rogers were there?
I want to say there were like 5, but the last one got weird.
They were all weird.
No, that was when they added the Hawkman character and all that weird shit.
Yeah. And the way he's introduced is, well, he's always been here. No, dude, this is a completely new guy. Remember 6 months ago when we were hanging out? The audience wasn't with you. I'm no master writer, but, dude, you gotta have
It says it ran for 2 seasons. God, it seemed like it went longer than that. I also remember going to see the theatrical film in the theaters at the old United Artists Cinema out in front of Crystal Mall.
Oh, wow. Long ago.
Yes, it was the same theater where I saw Harry and the Hendersons. I
Nice.
saw heavy metal there. I saw American pop there. I took my kids to their first Harry Potter movie there before they tore it down.
Oh,
Harry
Harry
Potter.
Potter. Potter. Like the way Tom Fenton says his name, like he's spitting at Draco Malfoy. Those are such fun movies. They dumbed those down in a kid-friendly sense. I mean, they're kid books. They're books about kids, but they get progressively older as the kids get older. I can't believe we forgot Tweaky.
I can't believe that I remembered there being way more seasons than there were.
Same trance. I thought there were 4 or 5. I didn't realize there were only 2.
Wow, here's a blast for you.
Mm.
You know who the voice of Tweaky was?
No blank.
You were right, it was.
But I don't remember who Dr. Theopolis was.
Wilfred Hyde White was the human scientist.
Yes. Think about I am, because he's in the toy too. He's also in the toy movie.
Yes.
The movie that could not be made today. Because it's way too misogynistic and sexist. That's U.S., not U.S. Okay.
Dr. Goodfellow was the scientist.
Was the robot scientist?
No, he was a human. I'm looking for who
Why
did
is
the voice.
everyone standing around in this ridiculous? I remember him saying that when the midgets were on the show.
And then
79 to 71. That's 3 seasons, isn't it?
according to
Only 2. You're right.
yeah, according to Wikipedia, only 2. And then
The weirdest show. Eric Server was Dr. Theopolis. What else has he been in? He was in Battlestar Galactica.
and then there was in the 90s there was one major science fiction franchise that didn't have robots.
Hmm.
And that was Babylon 5. I don't remember any robots in Babylon 5.
I think I'm on episode 3, and I haven't seen any either. Well, you don't have robots, like I was saying with Star Trek, you don't really have a main robot character till Data. And Data's a home run, because it's a very well-written character. Each director handed him pretty well, and then Brent Spiner knocked it out of the... I mean, he's just an amazing, versatile actor.
I remember where I first remember seeing him. He would show up as that weird couple on
Night Court.
Night Court. Him
Bob.
and wasn't it Carol Kane?
No. It was the other lady that kind of looks like she could be her cousin.
Sarah Silverman?
No. Oh, now I got to look that up. I was looking up this guy.
But I remember, yeah.
I was trying to remember their last name because you're right, they become a recurring characters, but that's kind of where he Bob. The best story is when they spent all of their combined life savings on the Wiener cart, and the Wiener cart got hit by the hurricane, and how she explains it taking off and going up in the sky. Up it went. Damn it, what are the... Night Court, there we go. Oh, I passed it. Wheeler. Bob Wheeler. He was in 7 episodes.
Yeah, I remember seeing him in more than a few. I have another obscure robot reference.
Oh, I hope so.
In the 70s, there was, and I think it only lasted one season, if it even lasted the whole season, was a half-hour sitcom that was a detective comedy. It had, I forget the other actor, but John Shuck played a cop who was a robot. The name of the show was Holmes and Yo-Yo. And Yo-Yo was the robot whose full name was Yoyonovich or something stupid like that.
It
But
sounds vaguely familiar.
yeah, John Shuck was this robot cop who was just, super naive. And, I remember he had a glitch. If he had been in the Bunko Squad, and whenever anybody asked him, "Where are you from?" he would say, "The Bunko Squad." And then he'd get stuck on it and go, "The Bunko Squad, the Bunko Squad, the Bunko Squad," until his partner had to hit him to get him to stop. And I remember there was something with his tie. He had to pull on his tie to open up a hatch in his belly to adjust him. It was just very cheesy and very dumb comedy, but I do
Vaudeville
remember
kind
that.
of crap.
Yeah, it was exactly the kind of mid-70s TV cheese you would expect.
Oh, I can't even.
But that was another robot. Although he didn't look like a robot, he looked like John Shuck.
The actress's name who played Miss Wheeler, Judith Wheeler, is Annie O'Donnell. Black Sheep, Transformers, Blast from the Past. She's been in a bunch of stuff. 126 movies. That's a working woman in Hollywood. You know how hard it is to just get in one?
Yeah. That's being an actress that finds a niche and then owning that niche. You know, there are actors out there who can be versatile, and then there are actors who always play that guy. And
Dude, we're live. Do you have to scream right now?
Of course he does.
He has very poignant things to say.
Oh, he's 7 years old now. He's a middle-aged cat. He wants to go outside, but I won't let him because I'm the devil. And he really wants to be out in the catio. Really, he wants space from Ruckus because I had to move everything out of the storage unit. I'm not even done yet, but where there's one, there's the other. And Ed was coming and one coming by and putting water in the evap, and Ruckus wouldn't come in one day, and I couldn't find him, but I had to leave for work. I can't jeopardize the new job. So all of a sudden I get the message through Telegram because my bipolar phone started working again for some reason. Well, I can receive calls, but I can't call out. I can receive texts, but Samsung wants to take over texting even though I'm through Ting. Wait, what? So, yeah, I need to get another service. So I get a message through Telegram. White Paws is in the house. It's like, oh my God, that's a perfect name for Ruckus. Ninja slippers in the front, high, soft cavalier boots in the back. He's a weirdo.
All cats are weirdos.
All cats are weirdos. Panda's probably chewing on your knee at this moment.
No, right now I don't know where he's at. I think he went and passed out somewhere. My daughter is not home and was not home when I got home, but Panda was camped out in my chair where he knows he'll get pets before I run him out of it. But I do not see him, so he is probably passed out somewhere. He might
in his box.
Oh, even better.
Not on the couch either. He's probably in the bed.
Yeah, he has a blanket in the back of the closet in our bedroom. He likes to go back there sometimes and be in solitude.
Why not? Yeah, Ruckus has to be next to everybody and on top of them, and mine, most of them, all of them, just do not go for that. Well, he's a kitten. They're going to find him annoying. It's all of a sudden
Hey,
throw in a
it could be worse. He could be orange.
The orange ones are my favorite. But I got Wiggles is over there underneath window air conditioner, and Steel and Ruckus. I don't know. The girls are in the living room. Most of them. Well, most of them. There's only 3 of them. I don't know where Venus is. She's in the back of the house somewhere. And Safi and Stella were in the living room. When I ran through when Julio called me.
You should have Julio on the show sometime.
I should. Before he goes to Puerto Rico. Well, he's been in a couple of my videos. He helped me with the freeze plug, and he helps me all the time, and I help him all the time. We're neighbors. Rick, all of a sudden I'll get a knock on the door. I need muscles, okay? Because I think he's fighting cancer again for the 3rd time.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And they wanted to cut off his arm, and he told them no, and he's the lymph node. Yeah.
Yeah, it runs in my family. And so I knock on wood that, someday the big C is coming for me, but I've made it this far. I have officially outlived my father, and this year I will have outlived my mother.
Congratulations.
Age-wise. Yeah. Next to try to outlive my grandfathers because they both lived into their 70s.
A year before my dad passed, well, not even a year, months before, my mom hid like stage 4 from everybody. She almost died and didn't tell anybody because we don't tell those things. So, yeah, everybody should be going. If you have medical coverage, you should be getting checked out as many times as you can, really.
Yes, like I said, it's only a matter of time before, and I'm doing whatever I can to try to stave that off. I've avoided doing the things that I saw other people do in the past, I don't spend time in the sun. Had to give up alcohol. That sucked. I do enjoy me a good beer, but no.
Now and then, yeah. Well, it's just, I really enjoy social drinking, and then later I just, was drinking all by myself in my house. That's not good. And then it was becoming a problem, so it's better to just move forward without it for right now. I don't want to say, never say never, because you have too many of this.
Oh, yeah. No, I will have a beer every once in a while, but I learned the hard way that alcohol destabilizes your blood sugar bad, real bad. I had 3 Hard Rock Hotel rum and cokes, and 2 days later, my blood sugar was at 400. If your blood sugar ever gets that high, you feel like a jigsaw puzzle that somebody finished and then picked up off the table. There are little pieces of you falling off, and at any moment, you're just going to crumble and collapse. That's how you feel. It's horrible.
Yeah, no thanks. I'll pass. Well, watching stuff like that firsthand. I still have a problem with sugar, obviously. And now I have access to all the free peanut M&Ms I can eat.
Yeah, I have a sugar problem. I have, my coffee every day, and I pour sugary shit in the coffee every day. Although I have been able to cut back from 3 or more cups of coffee in a day to 1.
The last 2-3 years have been so rough with, since COVID, with finding jobs and stuff. I've acclimated to just having, I'll if it's like, I'm at a Circle K or whatever, but pretty much just milk and coffee because that's all I can afford at home. So best not to spoil yourself when you're out and then get home and you're like, this is terrible. So, I want my money back. But yeah, I'm living high on the hog now that there's so much free food at work. I started to cut down.
We don't get free food.
Well, I looked it up, and those protein bars, I've been eating like 6 or 7 of them a day. They're like
$4 a piece.
They're like two and a half. The Barabels.
Barabels are really good ones. Yeah, it's my wife's favorite.
They're delicious, and yeah, I've toned up. I feel better. They're working, but I can't decide whether I like the cookies and cream better or the cookie dough better. Probably the chocolate dough or
the chocolate dough is a good one.
It's probably my favorite.
There's one called Krispy Kreme that's really good.
Ooh, we don't have that at work. You get
and
the other.
Now I got one the other day for my wife at Quick Trip. There's a cherry flavored one, like cherry vanilla.
I'll have to try that out because now I'm addicted to these things. I only work 4 days. I go 3 days without them, and as soon as I get to work in the 5:30 in the morning, I gotta have it. Quick, liquefy it, get it into my bloodstream.
Yes, no, they give us no free food at work, unfortunately. Although we are getting a barbecue tomorrow.
Oh, well, you get some free food. And you got that sock coffee you were talking about. That sounds just terrifying. And
it is awful.
You got to bring it to me just so I can try it to say, well, I've probably drank it on the plane and not even realized it.
Yeah, no, they stopped supplying us sock coffee. People bring in their own now. But I use the ever so wasteful coffee pods because I can have a cup whenever I want one.
They've got 2 touch everything dispensers, and one is like perpetually broken, and the other one, everybody uses that one. And if you make it too strong, I'm so accustomed to having salt in the grounds now that it's like being attacked from the inside when I drink that coffee. Hold on, I gotta walk away. Where are you going? To let out a 20-second fart. I'll be right back. I don't tell the women that. Meanwhile, walking down this incredibly noisy assembly line.
That's the good thing is I work in a large hangar, and it has lots of areas. And so if I need to crop dust, I can always go find an area I don't work in.
Yeah. There's so many people there, and they're all taking breaks the entire area at different times. If you go through at a certain point, there's like nobody in 2 areas. Good thing you guys aren't here right now. Oh, my stomach. Mr. Steele, here, come up here. I don't want to do like cartoon robots because there's some funny robots in. Hold on. Doesn't Woody Allen Sleepers? Isn't that a futuristic movie where?
Yeah, I think there's a robot in that one. That's a weird ass movie.
It's like more like a bunch of dudes. That movie's more like a bunch of dudes comparing dreams, having breakfast at a diner somewhere than it is an actual movie. It's more like Waking Life, which I have, which is amazing, where it's like, it's a movie, but it's more of a stream of consciousness where you discuss really heavy and esoteric concepts put into a rotoscoped movie. So it's not like, dude is gonna be doing this. It's not that kind of movie. It's people talking about really deep stuff. Like there's the North Irish professor who talks about it's going to happen soon because the movie came out 30 years ago. The generations of children that keep evolving, they're going to look at the previous generations and be like, you guys talked about truth and justice and honesty and all this other stuff, but you let all these politicians do all this stuff. Why? Well, most of us didn't find out until after the fact, And once mob rule is in effect, you're just labeled crazy and everybody moves on. So it's like a whole discussion. Meanwhile, there's like Ethan Hawke and what's her name are in it, and they have a deep discussion about astral projection. Sorry?
Uma Thurman?
I don't think it's her.
Okay, I was going to say, the only thing I know that Ethan and Uma are married.
It might be her. It's literally just like this couple that wakes up and they have a discussion about astral projection because one of them had a dream, and it's different segments. They're kind of tied together with a guy driving a car that's had a boat rotoscoped over it, and he has like a captain's hat on, and he's having all these weird conversations with strange people and driving from place to place. But it's more of like a dream sequence that you're getting the information that you want out of a dream that you normally would get some weird symbolistic puzzle. Or you can have my dreams. All of them. 90% of them are horror movies starring me. Not as the monster. Tonight's film, Dragons While My Legs Won't Work. Yeah, it's great. My favorite, I've had the dream many times in different iterations, is I can fly at supersonic speed, but I can only get this high off the ground. So I'm running into everything and having my face scraped off by asphalt and concrete and all the other rocks. And
I have a reoccurring flying dream, and it's always pretty much the same. It's nighttime. There's a full moon, and there's some high clouds in the sky, and I'm somewhere where there are lots of trees, and I just start flying up. Flying past the telephone wires, flying up to the trees, and just flying. It's a recurring dream I have. And it always starts out the same. I'm on the ground and I just slowly rise up, flying out over the city at night.
now this is like that scene from Rocketeer when they're testing the thing on the statue, and the statue goes all over the ground and in the
Yes.
in the fields. We're gonna need a helmet.
That was such a great movie.
Yeah, it was. I didn't realize that was a. I thought the Rocketeer was canon. He's not. He's completely invented for that
It's
movie.
completely
I stand
fabricated and
corrected.
invented for that.
I like learning.
The only thing canon in that movie was Howard Hughes.
Yes, which Terry O'Quinn did a great job playing Howard Hughes. He never gets enough props because he's only in it for like 5 scenes, maybe. Fucking Tiny Ron has a bigger part in that movie than Terry Quinn. He's great as Locke in Lost, and he does a voice in another cartoon that he's really good in. Anyway, there's no robots on Lost unless you count the security system, which they never fully explain. Though I only got to season 3, and it really started to piss me off because it's like they started a whole nother show in the middle of the show. Like, what is going on?
Seen a single episode. During the whole time Lost was on, I was working at KEZ in the evenings.
Oh,
and so I didn't see any evening television for like 7 years, from 2000 to 2007.
The first episode of the first season is really good because it starts after seconds after the plane has crashed. So there's people in all kinds of peril. There's a felon in handcuffs that they don't know which one the felon was. There's all this shit going on, and that starts the show. After that, it gets really neat, and then they introduce, in season two, a whole. It's like every season they introduce a whole new cast of characters and integrate them with or parallel them with the existing cast of characters. So it's classic Abrams. It's like an 11-year-old coming up with new ideas before the script is finished. And this! No.
Yeah.
And this! Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Jar Jar Abrams.
Nope. I hate him. For some reason, Hollywood let him destroy Star Wars and Star Trek, but...
I feel bad for Rian Johnson because...
I don't.
The Force Awakens, well, he took on a movie that was, there was no way that second movie was going to be good because Jar Jar Abrams put out 1,000 threads and had no idea where any of them went. And unfortunately, Rian Johnson came along with a big lighter and burned all the threads off and left a raggedy mess behind. And after he did his movie, that movie was panned so bad that nobody else would step in and do the last one, so they had to bring JJ back.
I didn't even watch the last one. I was so pissed off at number, 8? With
yeah.
You had Laura...
Laura Dern.
You have this amazing caliber actress, and you just give her like the shittiest part, and give her a moron who's supposed to be this brilliant. It was like watching a bad video game cutscene. All of her scenes. It's like, what are you doing? It's like she's been amazing since Johnny Handsome and stuff like that. This is
whole sequel trilogy to me, is just not good.
Yeah.
Now, I think Rian Johnson is a great director. Have you seen any of the Knives Out movies?
No, but I've heard good things about them.
And the thing is that each one, the only recurring theme in the movie is Daniel Craig's character, Benoit Blanc, who is a Southern gentleman detective.
Oh, no.
And yes, the first movie was about a family fighting over the inheritance of, their patriarch.
Mm.
The second movie was had Edward Norton in it, and so he was the antagonist in the movie in the second movie.
Brilliant.
And I'm not even going to try to explain it other than it starts out as Ed Norton is this fabulously rich guy, and he invites all of his friends to his house for a weekend where he set up a fake murder mystery for them to solve over the weekend.
Nice.
And of course, Benoit Blanc shows up because there's some fuckery going on, and somebody gets him involved. There's so many twists and turns in that movie that I really don't want to tell you anything without spoiling it.
Mm.
But then the last one had Josh Brolin as a megalomaniac Catholic priest.
Oh boy.
Who basically has his own parish that he runs like a cult. And
it kind of all like
yeah, but they're all entirely the movies, completely different vibes.
Really,
very well done. And if you have Netflix, I believe the last one is a Netflix movie.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I rotate between my streaming services.
I still owe you and everybody else money.
I'm not worried about it.
I know, but I am. I filled out an app for Spirit because, hey man, if you want,
I worked for them 1 year.
Yeah,
it was kind of fun.
I kind of look at it as, looking at, like Toys R Us was, because with Toys R Us fit in great to my yearly schedule because after Halloween you start, okay, we got a truck coming in, 1,200 pieces, or 800 pieces, 1,000 pieces, 1,200 pieces, 19, and then the trucks get more consistent and bigger as you get closer to Christmas. So all through, you show up at 10, you leave at 6 a.m. It's all physical all night. You only sit down 2 breaks and a lunch. And most of the time, I had my MP3 player on, and, Scott worked there, Chip worked there, Hannah worked there, one of her friends. So it was... And then by New Year's Eve, they don't need you anymore. It's done. So it's a good extra yearly hustle. Because it would fit right out, you do the haunt, do Toys R Us, and then fair would start. Well, I only did Toys R Us when 2014 was my first year. So it fit in very well. So I'm imagining Spirit will be the same. Empty the truck, put up the display, answer the questions, ring up the customer, all the stuff I've done in a million other jobs.
Yeah, I was mostly working in the back end. I didn't work out on the floor. I was mostly setting up displays and unpacking
Nice.
and stocking materials, unloading trucks.
It's been years.
Although they did let me come out on the floor once in a while.
I don't think Ben Nye makeup even exists. Oh my God.
Yes, it does.
Oh, good. Because we used a lot of that stuff at the haunts. And
there was and the store shut down since then. It was like, I think every party I showed up to every Halloween party I showed up that Paul threw, I was wearing Ben Nye makeup from some costume or another from the fun store that is no longer down here.
Birdie Sleaze.
No, this is just I think it was like a party supply store that also did rentals, and at Halloween time they did, and it was right over here on Broadway in Tempe.
Oh.
And I can't remember the name of it, but it's now they just do party rentals. They shut down the whole costume side of it.
Used to love going to Bert Easley's because it was like 2 buildings combined by a giant hallway, and it was just all costumes and Halloween stuff. And we used to get all of our magic and juggling stuff there, and also Jute and Hoops over there at.
I remember Jute and Hoops. I used to buy my D&D books there.
Nice. Yes, I remember seeing them there. We were there for the juggling equipment. That's the group. The only 3 of the people, 4, were gamers. The other 3 were not really into D&D at all. And curious, but not going to do it. Okay, we'll play without you. Don't worry. You're the one missing out. We're going to have fun without you and kill stuff. Things that don't exist in the real world. Yeah.
Don't let them fool you, folks. D&D is math.
It's math.
Role-playing games made me better at math, specifically RuneQuest and Champions. Champions was a very mathy game. It was the first role-playing game I played where everything was a point buy. There were no dice rolled in character generation. And being a superhero game, it had all these different powers, and then it had all these modifiers that mathematically, either by multiplication or addition or division, modified the power. So you had to get really good at decimal math to play that game. Which you did.
My master bathroom floor is completely fucked.
What'd you do?
Oh, I've had a leak for weeks. And it's bamboo parquet. Yeah. It just picture, and that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's a Buddhist temple now. Look at the praying. Hey, that floor was temporary, and I should have had a new one installed by now. But life interrupts. Life finds a way to spoil all of your plans.
Just put down AstroTurf.
Cats will love that. It'll smell horrendous. It'll be great. The whole house. Just spray it out when you need to clean it out. Gross. Though I do use the leaf blower. Not gonna lie. Makes vacuuming so much quicker when you use the
Getting
leaf
up
blower.
all the cat hair.
With all the humidity in here for 4 evap coolers and 3 air conditioners. Yeah, this place is a new level of. Now it's gotten to the point where I use the leaf blower, but the vacuum, because it's one of the newer vacuums, it only kind of works. So I basically shop vac it and then just get on my hands and knees and hand scrub it with that super citrus amazing floor screener that Lena gave me. That, holy crap, the carpet hasn't looked this good in 30 years since I moved in. You know, because it's a super degreaser. It's all citrus based. And you don't even need to use that much. Holy shit. Oh,
yeah, I know what the stuff is. It's like super powerful.
She gave me a container and a half of it. So, yeah.
Me, having been in the Army, I'm all about the pine oil. Pine soap, pine salt, and hot water cures everything.
Yes, it does.
And so, yeah, on the days I clean, my house will smell like an Army barracks. Pine salt.
It's not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing. I love the smell of it.
I prefer
But I tend to, yes, I go heavy with the pine salt when I clean. So my whole house is very aromatic for a couple of days.
Friday is pretty much chores day, especially now with the 410s and having Friday off, because it's best to get all your shit done before the weekend. That way you don't have to be like, oh, I can't go. I got to do laundry. I can't.
Saturday and Sunday are my days off. They're my chore days. Usually Sunday because I'm, the missus is at work and I'm here alone, so I can, do things without having to work around people. And I can turn my music up to a, ear-blisteringly obnoxious, loud level, and I'm not bothering anybody.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I don't know. Oh, you probably haven't seen it because your phone doesn't work. Next month, my work bid is changing. I will go to having Sundays and Mondays off, which means the 5th and the 12th of September are the last 2 Saturdays where we will have the opportunity to get together for a gaming gathering. Chris has already weighed in for the 5th. I'm open for either one of those days.
Okay.
But after that, my schedule will change to Sunday and Monday until at least January, where it will go back to Saturday and Sunday. The reason for the change is a selfish one.
It's your day.
On the 20th of January, or on the 20th of September, this coming month, I am going to see. Oh, look at him! What
He's
a cutie!
ruckus. He will not leave me alone. He believes. You can hear me yelling at him when I'm playing video games. I'm not yelling at him, but dude, move! What is that? Why is it staring at you? Yeah, he does.
He knows. He knows what
it right at him.
He looks kind of like my Flag. Flag was a poser. He always knew when you were taking a picture because he would pose for it.
This guy is too damn smart. You want some treats? He's too smart. He figures things out. He watches you do things. He tries to help you while you're doing things with his paws. That's fun. No, I got that. Oh my God. He has his new fun game is Kamikaze Attack when you're using the dustpan or the broom or the mop or the just want to clean. That's all.
Yeah, Panda, the only thing he'll do when he wants attention, and it takes some effort for him to do this, he'll get up on his one hind leg and, tap me with both of his front paws on my knee. But his claws aren't out. But he'll sit there and it's like, I don't know how you happen to be balancing on one leg, buddy, but he does it.
He's a Zen master. We got to get him a peg leg.
He is. And, much to my daughter's chagrin, I'll come home, and when he hears me, he'll drop whatever he's doing and come running to see me. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's figured it out.
Yes, he knows what it is.
Ruckus. Oh, my God, that's me. Yeah, it is you, buddy. Now you stick your tongue out. Yeah, he doesn't really, I think he's figured out the computer and how it kind of like can do this kind of stuff. Because the older ones have figured out that when I'm in here talking constantly, they can start yelling from the kitchen and I will bring them treats to shut them up so I can go back to playing video games by myself or with Ed. Or it's like I envy those guys that play. Why are you touching the camera? You're touching the camera. Please don't touch the camera. Now you've touched the camera. You're holding the camera. Dude.
He's trying to get back. He's like, I'm famous now.
You are.
Put the cat back on the screen.
Go ahead. There you are. Oh, like.
It's only fun when he does it.
It's only fun when he does it. Never mind. God, I'm going to lay down now. Jeez. Ruckus. He loves to lay on the keyboard and the mouse, and then he likes to touch the mouse with all four. The problem is that the string we play with is a black piece of couple shoestrings tied together, and all of the wires on the components are black, including this. Like earlier, I had to disconnect to get it away from him.
Yes, Panda doesn't. He'll play with we've got the little like feather thing on the wire on the Yep. He'll play with that for a little while. He likes to play with it. His real entertainment though is on the weekends. I'll get up before the sun comes up, and I'll open up the front door a little bit, and he'll go lay out on We've got a little gated in front porch area with some astroturf with sand under it, and he'll just go lay out there as long as I'll let him lay. See, before he moved in here, he had never been outside except in a cat cage. I introduced him to outside for the first time, and now he's addicted. He's addicted. He wants to be outside at all times, even when it's 112 damn degrees. Yeah. I'm like, no, you don't. You will spontaneously combust if you go out there.
That's Venus.
And then I'll be out there putting your ass out.
Pouring water on you, and then you'll freak out because I'm pouring water on you. Oh my God! That's worse. How can this be worse? I'm cooling you down. Oh no, my fur's all fucked up. Thanks. Yeah, that's probably how that goes. Steel is addicted to being outside. He's been outside overnight, I think, 2 times in 7 years. Definitely one. He wouldn't come in on a Halloween, and he stayed out all night, and that was probably the worst night I've ever had because you stop touching the mouse. Because all I did all night was, pace around my house and freak out. Yeah, because he's never been outside. There's coyotes, there's owls, there's,
Oh, yeah, people don't understand that, there are owls that live in our city. I have seen them. I have heard them at night. The Cinemark Theater over at the Mesa Riverview, there's an owl that lives in the trees near that theater because we've heard it at night and we have seen it.
Yeah.
Because it probably feeds off of things that live near the river.
Next door, they've got, I don't know, well, Rob can be my witness. I would say it's a 30-foot eucalyptus tree. Just one tree in the backyard. Yeah. And now and then, ooh, okay, we're all going in the fucking house. Here we go. Come on. And the only one safe is Wiggles because he's 21 pounds. There's no way they're picking him up.
Not the barn owls that live here. There are owls that are big enough to do that. No, the ones that live here are not.
The ones out, the great horned in the desert, he's in danger. But the ones that come in the city, probably not. No. Like that one I got video of out at Fair that was hanging out in the crow's nest at the boathouse stage. He could probably pick up Wiggles because that is it's probably a female. She could probably pick him up because the females are just about twice. They're bigger than the males for egg purposes.
And as for coyotes, I've seen coyotes crossing the crosswalk at the intersection of Southern and Mill right here at the corner near my house.
I believe you.
South Mountain is only a couple of miles from here.
Dude.
And
sorry. Here, come here. It's funny to you. You don't deal with it every day.
it is.
Yeah, that's great.
But I've had an asshole cat.
The funny part of this is he's hitting the wire that's behind the monitor that's by the... Okay, we're done? We're done.
He doesn't even realize what he's doing.
He doesn't realize how hilarious he's being right now, but that's the spirit of Ruckus. He's pretty awesome. Oh, so I remember 2012, and Venus was just getting big enough to where she wasn't able to fit in my hand, but she was still teeny tiny. And I'm in the computer room, and I'm playing video games or doing something, and I didn't even think about it. I had the window open, and it's in the middle of the afternoon in late October, November. Cool enough to have the window open. Not now. And all of a sudden I hear this scratching, ripping noise, and I'm like, what the hell is that? She had gone outside, was tooling around outside, drove the dogs crazy next door, and then crawled back into the window because I didn't have like a bench or like now I have a chair so they can just jump up and down, they can get in and out. But I wasn't expecting to have her get out, let alone get on the ground. So all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, she's like 4 or 5 weeks old, and I let her out of the house. Anything could have happened. She could have been squished by a vehicle. Because like Safi, she's kind of real stupid when it comes to cars. She's almost like a FedEx guy almost got her flat. Like we were both standing there, and he knew that she was there, and luckily he stopped in time and he did not kill my cat. So FedEx all the way. And the dude was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, it's not you. I'm having because I did one of those, like, she bolted at the wrong time at the last second, and I really thought he killed her. But it's, dude, he's just at work. He doesn't care that my kitten is brand new and got out and is across the street, and I'm just some weirdo, in the neighborhood.
Yeah, when we brought Flag home, my kids had called and said, hey, we've got some kittens that we found in a storm drain. The mother didn't return. They'd been feeding them bread for 2 or 3 days, and they had found somebody to adopt all of them except the runt. And they were like, you need to come get this cat. We come get this cat. And so me and Coffee drove over there to pick up the cat, and he was so small. That's a big cat.
Oh my God. Like lions.
We drove over there, and he couldn't have been more than 3 or 4 weeks old, and he was so small, he fit in my t-shirt pocket.
Oh, wow.
All the way in my t-shirt pocket.
He was super runty.
He was super runty. And we had gone straight from there over to the pet store to get kitten milk and, a litter box for all this stuff. And while we're at the checkout counter, he wakes up from my pocket and crawls up onto my shoulder. And the girls behind us are like, oh, God, he's so tiny.
He's so little. We love him. We take him home.
Yeah, that little shit, we bought him kitten milk. He would not touch it. He had to have solid food, the crunchy kind.
The crunchy kind.
He immediately started eating my older cat's regular cat food. He never did the kitten milk. He also loved bread. Well, I think it was something from when he was living in the drain and they were feeding him breadcrumbs and things. He loved bread. He loved crackers. He'd go into the trash and he'd pull out a Whataburger bag that had like one bite of cheeseburger left in it. He wasn't after the burger. He was after the bun.
bread.
He wanted the bun.
Venus is obsessed with popcorn. She has to have
Probably
popcorn.
A texture thing.
I've never figured it out because I've had her since, just after her eyes were open. She was there at the shelter when I got the job. So, I don't know. I mean, we got a big bag of popcorn from Julio, the Boom Chicka Pow stuff, which is actually surprisingly really good.
It is really good.
Yeah, I was impressed. I'm surprised how few of the kernels get stuck in your teeth. This is popcorn and I'm old. Because if age teaches you anything, kids, it teaches you one thing and one thing only. Where all of the spaces in between your teeth and gums are. I never needed a toothpick when I was 15. Dear God, give me 6 now that I'm 54.
Yes, we like popcorn.
You got great business cards. Yeah, there we go. That's my life now.
And my wife we were going through a shitload of microwave popcorn. So I finally got her an air pop popcorn maker. Best investment ever.
Well done.
Now I can have because the way the air pop works, it blows the hot air up through the kernels, and then as they pop, they go down the chute, so that what you get in the bucket is all popcorn and no seeds, no kernels.
The problem with microwave popcorn is it should be what it is. This should be available for you at work when you forgot your lunch. Because you shouldn't make a habit out of eating this on a routine level, because it's not the popcorn, it's all the fantastic chemicals.
It's that Teflon and foil thing in the bottom of the bag that you really don't want to be eating, yes.
There you go. So I try to avoid that stuff. The youngest kid was pretty into it. And I ate a lot of it, I'm not going to lie. And it's easy. Put it in there, hit the button that looks like popcorn, and boom, within 2.5 minutes, you're set to go. But
I think it takes like 5 for the air popper to warm up and actually get done. So
a small price to
first world problems.
Yeah.
It took me an extra 3 minutes. It took me an extra 3 minutes to make popcorn today.
Oh, no.
My life sucks.
Jesus. Thanks for spilling over my weed bowl and getting weed on you. And if I have to take you to the vet, I'm going to be really pissed, because that's not... He started touching everything, and I didn't think anything much about it. And then he started being more aggressive, and then... What's wrong with you?
He wants your attention.
This is my catnip, not yours.
That's what you need to do, is get him some catnip.
I know. Well, it's starting to make... I got to even things out. We got to put a Patreon together so I can pay my bills. Okay. I'm sorry, little buddy. I'm sorry that you disturbed my stuff, knocked it on yourself, and then inhaled it and swallowed it. Because as you saw, he was just laying like this, like he is now. And underneath my monitor, I have 3 jars. One has shake in it, the other 2 are empty. And on top of that, I got this wooden bowl from Paul in, 1990? Been using it ever since. I think 2 other people have them, because there was a set of 4, and he had 1. I don't know what happened to it. I went looking for it because I was going to give it to Hannah. Did you guys hear it? Anyway.
I remembered those bowls.
I've been looking for their match, and I haven't found one. But if I get a lathe, I'm going to make 1, 2, 8, 42. Because I always get compliments on it. Like, yeah, a friend of mine gave it to me.
Somebody gave me a really nice wooden mug. I didn't know that it was not an actual mug and that the wood had not been treated.
Oh, no.
I poured liquid in it the first time, and the thing literally cracked in half. Half of the mug fell off.
What kind of evil cunt would make... Oh, sorry, we're not allowed to say that. What jerk.
We can say whatever the fuck we want.
Well, we get... All right, cunty, cunt. it would make a mug and not. That's just evil.
Yeah, it was.
That's like straight up evil.
You know, it would have made a great pencil holder, but yeah.
If you knew not to do that. 6 viewers, thank you very much. Like and subscribe. Follow along.
If I had known, I would have put something on the inside of it to seal it. Maybe found a plastic cup sleeve to go down in there or something.
There's so many options you would have had you known. No one here will complain. Okay, true. Cunt, bitch, whore, slut. There. Bastard. I can't understand why bastard has become bad again. There's more bastards now than there ever have.
Or as George Carlin put it, there's the 7 words.
7 dirty words you never say.
You can't say on tape.
Shit, piss,
And
cock,
most of them,
cocksucker, motherfucker,
shit,
tits.
piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits. Tits shouldn't even be on the list. I mean, sounds like a snack. Yeah, I know it is. Cheese tits, tater tits,
pizza tits.
Pizza tits.
I saw the best PSA for safety glasses, and now I'm a huge advocate for the safety glasses. And it was on,
Yes.
I think I reposted it too because I'm a chauvinist scumbag. And the one guy is doing something with the grinder. You need to wear safety glasses. And you just, give me one good reason why I should do that. And the guy's written response is, because you can't hear boobs. And the guy immediately stops what he's doing, turns off the power tool, and puts the safety glasses on quickly.
Yes, Lava Being says wanker is a dirty word in the UK, and not so much here.
Yeah,
yes, Paul used wanker a lot. Trivia, Peggy Bundy's maiden name was Wanker.
That's awesome.
Yes, she was Peggy Wanker.
Peggy Wanker.
You remember her dad do you ever watch any of the episodes with that had Peggy's dad?
Do
you know who played Peggy's dad?
I'm drawing a blank.
Tim Conway.
Oh my God, that's brilliant. Well, he's brilliant and everything. I love Tim Conway.
And he was just, I can't even describe it, but if you could track those episodes down.
I'll have to now.
They were brilliant. They were brilliant.
He's great in everything. I'm trying to think of other non-cartoon or comic book robots from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and really none of them are. I think we've covered them all. And
we've covered most of them.
I'm not. Yeah, all is a terrible word.
I don't know. Would you consider Hal? He was just a computer, but he wasn't just a computer. He controlled all the systems on the ship. So technically, that would make the whole ship a robot.
The same thing could be said for Enterprise D.
Yes.
That Enterprise D, as much as I love the ship, it's a robot. You're flying around in a female Iron Giant. As you should. And as we learned from Summer Rental with John Candy and Rip Torn, all ships are ladies, so that men are reminded to treat them gently and with respect. The sea is a marvelous, mysterious, wondrous lady. Didn't I read that on your bathroom wall? Yes, you did, and it's as true today as the day I hung it there. I love that movie. I love it. It's brilliant. I love the fact that the neighbor in the rental place, his wife gets the boob job, and she has to show every dude her new boobs, and this becomes the running joke of the movie. She corners Rip Torn in the boat. Captain Scully, you must have very good eyesight as a pirate, as a captain. Oh, aye, yes. Honey, they're perfect. Did you tell her they're perfect? He's running away. They're perfect.
Another robot from an 80s movie. The movie RoboCop. And no, I'm not talking about RoboCop. He was the cyborg.
The Ed 209.
Ed 209.
Because you get into Tron 2. Not Tron 2. Tron as well. Careful with that with the English language. Are they, they're computer programs, but they're these sentient beings once you get into the mainframe and the computer. And
true, but they are programs.
Greetings, program. True. The first movie
was for the users.
Tron fights for the users. The first one was amazing. I tried to watch the second one, and I think I just need to give it another chance.
The second one was okay. It wasn't great. The third one,
there's
Jared Leto destroys yet another movie.
Well, his cult puts him in more films, so.
Yeah, I mean, he was. I don't know why he was in that movie. They could have used a CGI actor because he was totally devoid of any emotion or expression through the whole damn thing. I will say, for what it's worth, that Jared Leto did put in a good turn in a movie recently. He was Skeletor in Masters of the Universe.
That's what you were saying.
He actually did Skeletor justice. He was the Skeletor from the cartoons with the
Alan Oppenheimer voice.
Yes. No, you need to wait until the crescendo to say that.
He-Man! Oh, that's awesome.
He-Man!
I can't believe my cat spilled my weed all... Well, it's not my cat. He's Clay's cat. I can't believe Clay's cat spilled the food. I will give him... Because even though you may despise actors, and there's always one good thing they're in.
I don't despise him. I just think that he's gotten some really bad roles.
Despise is a tough word. I think he was a terrible Joker. I didn't see Morbius.
Didn't really. I didn't hate his Joker. I just didn't think there was any reason for the Joker to be in that movie.
I have to agree. I don't know how much of the comic book it followed because I'm not one for. I never read Suicide Squad. It's a really cool concept, but I just never got my grimy mitts on one of the copies. So, but it was like watching Jim Carrey do a Joker for a made-for-TV special at 3 p.m. in the afternoon about not doing heroin. I mean, it was just, oh, you mean the movie The Deadpool? Yeah, like that.
Yes, he was the first victim in the Deadpool.
Yes, he was. And for some reason, he was Axl Rose. And even Slash and the rest of the band were like, nothing against the actor. Well, good, because he ended up being Jim Carrey and being... I remember that interview from 89? 88? Because it was right after Once Bitten. Because like you said, he's the first victim. He's not in the movie long.
No, he dies right in the opening scene.
Getting away with being money and power. It must be nice.
Robots. Westworld and Future World.
I haven't seen Future World, but oh my God, how could I forget Westworld? Man, Sloppy with his drink.
Terrified me.
I saw that movie first time when I was like 4. I used to have nightmares. It haunts my subconscious. Like that scary music to me when just Yul Brynner riding over the thing on the robot horse. Ah!
Yes.
Roman land, medieval land, Westworld.
And then you had, from the $6 Million Man, you had the fembots.
Yeah. And the bad guy that was the cyborg that was trying to destroy him. I can't remember his name.
The guy, because I had the Steve Austin doll and I had the bad guy doll, and I remember that you could take his faceplate off and he'd change faceplates.
Yep.
And with the $6 million man, his arms were rubber sleeves, and you could roll the rubber up like a condom and see the bionic components in his arm.
The bionic condom.
And you could look through the back of his head and see through his bionic eye. Brings up Jackie Mason and Caddyshack 2. Na 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 na. And the ball's doing this.
What are you doing? Somebody showed me this one. Chevy Chase.
I'm not a great big fan of Chevy Chase, but Ty Webb is my favorite character. When Jackie Mason goes to him in the second movie and is trying to get golf advice, and he's in his pool room, and there are like just all these $100,000 prize checks just laying everywhere because he's won so many golf tournaments.
So many times. Fletch is also one of his, although Modern Problems was pretty funny, where he gets superpowers from nuclear waste.
Yes.
But then there was all of those, him and Goldie. There's like 3, him and Goldie Hawn, because that needed to happen for some reason. They need to put the nicest female actor with the biggest dick in a movie just to see what would happen. Is he going to make her mean, or is she going to make him nice? Neither. They're just human beings. What was it, Bert?
Yes,
No.
Were there ever any robots on Sesame Street?
Oh, we didn't. Yes, C-3PO and R2-D2 count.
Did guest star on it. Yes.
And I think at one point Grover made a robot, or one of the puppets made a robot, and it goes crazy. And then there's another one that helps. So different iterations. We didn't do Runaway with Tom Selleck in the 80s because Gene Simmons' character has a slew of different robots to attack. Tom Selleck, that wasn't very nice, Ramsey. I have a friend named Steve Ramsey, and I'm like, every time I see you, I want to fit that line into, but you're a super nice guy, so it never works. He just laughed. They kind of lost their house, and he's been having some rough times out in Texas, so I got to send all the positive energy to him. I got lucky. I got a lot of help. They weren't so lucky. He and the kids and the wife ended up in a shelter. And they're in an apartment now. They're doing a lot better. So sending more energy to fellow street characters. Steve played a bunch of different characters out at Ren Fair. For the longest stint, he and Sean would be Russians. They're the big Russian guys. Oh! And they would make fun of everybody. So. But yeah, times are... Everybody's having some tough times, so hopefully things will get a lot better. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring everything down. I'm good. Anyway, yeah, Runaway. Because there's the robot that Tom Selleck has in his house. She's... What is she? She kind of looks like her own thing. She's kind of like Rosie without arms or legs, or without arms or wheels. What happened? I am not sure. There was a knock at the door, and then a very unpleasant man arrived. What did she tell him? My interior clock has been disconnected. I do not know the lapse of time. Because Gene Simmons kidnaps his son, and...
Now, there was another movie around the same time, and I just thinking of it now, it has escaped me.
Besides Blade Runner. Because technically all 4 of them are robots, and Rachel, and Deckard, you find out later.
Yes. No, I'm drawing a blank. I had one to mention, and it's gone.
Because there's the robot that walked from Hawaii to Gilligan's Island. There's the robot in the High School USA movie or whatever with where the guy's trying to make. Yeah. Trying to think of other robots, but I'm drawing a blank. Oh, we're scratching on top of a tub, which makes a thumping noise, which sounded like a drum solo behind me. Dude, I'm down. Let's go. Oh, it's a cat. Drum circle. But Bender is my current favorite robot. He's replaced Crichton from Red Dwarf. Because nothing's more fun than an obnoxious, swearing, alcoholic robot that's a kleptomaniac. I wore the Bender shirt, I think, 2 weeks ago, 2 episodes ago. 3. Yeah.
Bender is basically Homer Simpson without the humanity.
Pretty much. The humanity removed. And the devotion to Marge. Because Bender really doesn't have... Fry... He's not devoted to Fry. They're just companions. They're friends. Cheer up, meat tube.
Oh, we forgot one of the most obvious 1980s robots.
Okay.
KITT.
Yep.
Boom. Michael, my carburetor's overheating.
Yes. Everybody wanted a Trans Am when KITT hit.
Oh, fuck yeah. Hey,
Now,
KITT was so successful that they kind of curtailed the cartoon based on the video game, same name, Pole Position. Both of those cars had personalities and special Batman shit, and I barely remember that cartoon. One was a Mustang, one was like a Porsche, I think. And I think the one robot in the AI, they're like early AI. If you think about it. God, this got real dark for Saturday morning cartoon.
yes, it did.
He-Man and Pole Position. Automan is a computer. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Once he fuses with the... And then there was Nightman, but he wasn't a robot. It was just a terrible show. A saxophone player who's tuned to the frequency of evil.
Was that the saxophone player from the Lost Boys?
No. Evil has a frequency. Hold on a minute. Let's expand upon this. How many hertz does it operate at? Do we hear it on AM or FM? Do the televangelists know that evil has a frequency? There's too many questions for this statement. Did either one of you see Nightman? What I'm describing?
I managed to find it on my desk.
Ah! Michael.
It's even got the little red eye in the front. You can't see it because my camera's.
Dun-dun.
And this one's got actual rubber wheels on it, too. I actually have
synthesizer.
I actually have 2 kits. I also have one of these that doesn't have the real tires on it, that has flames on it. I have a kit with flames on it somewhere here. Me and my
KITT and
Hot Wheels fetish.
Yeah. KITT and Smokey and the Bandit, where America loves Trans Ams, whether they want to or not.
Yes.
Firebirds, whatever.
The first Smokey and the Bandit movie made the Trans Am so popular that in 1977 you could get the big block 400 Pontiac, and they sold so many big block Trans Ams that by 1979 General Motors couldn't keep up the production of the engines. So if you bought a 1979 6.6 Trans Am, you got a 403 Oldsmobile big block, unless you bought the one with the 6-speed manual transmission, which is the only way you could get the
The
Pontiac 400 big
400,
block.
because, yeah, I remember Steve Maggs talking about that, because there was a Trans Am in one of the junkyards he was in. I was like, this is the funny thing about the movie, and he said exactly what you said. It's like, I never knew that, because I knew that Trans Ams are like Camaros and Vets, where you only want them from certain years, and after that, they're kind of pigs. They don't get souped up until later.
Yeah, I had a 79, and it was a tank. The doors were 260 pounds each, and I had to replace the freaking hinges on them at least once, because after 20 years, 30 years, those doors start to sag. In order to shut the door on the car, you had to lift it up and slam it shut, and not everybody could do it because the door was too freaking heavy. But I loved that car until
Vet or Camaro? That sounds like
it
a
was
Vet.
a Trans Am.
Trans Am, excuse me.
79.
79.
Fire engine red.
Right on.
And then Paul's buddy Ian, I'm sure you met Ian.
Yep.
Ian borrowed it from me to do some electrical work on it for me, and then hydroplaned it in the rain and crashed into the back of somebody else who turned out to be one of Paul's friends. Crunched the front end up pretty bad, and because, according to the insurance company, we let him have the car for purposes of repair, so he had permission to be driving it. So my insurance company took the hit, and we couldn't afford to continue owning the car with the upped insurance rate. And come to find out that those people that hit my insurance also sued Ian, so they double dipped to get a settlement.
Yeah, I remember.
I never met those people, but I'd like to tell them thank you for being greedy bastards. You got your payout, and then you went after me too, and cost me money.
Thanks. Agreed.
Because anyway. I remember mentioning it to Ian later that, yeah, I lost the car because of the insurance. They're like, wait a minute. They sued me for that and took me for a whole bunch of money, and then they still claim the insurance? It's like, yes.
I have a picture from 1991 Ren Fair. It's got to be 91 or 93. And it's Paul and Ian and Beth and I. And Paul and Ian are eating, and Ian's like picking his teeth with one of the... And I'm harassing Beth. And it's like one... I'll have to post it on the Facebook. It's an old picture.
An old picture of old people.
I'm like 19, 20 years old in that picture. A long time ago. 91. So yeah, 19. Holy crap. Long ago, and yeah, we know.
But I think we have exhausted our supply of robots. Like I said, there was one I had on the tip of my tongue. I'm still trying to find the brain cell that it was attached to.
I bet if we did like an internet search, like 15 of them would come up and go, Mecha Godzilla. Okay, that technically qualifies, yes. But only from the old black and white movie. Mecha Godzilla.
All right, here's a warped one for you. Herbie the Love Bug, robot or just a sentient vehicle?
Oh, the robots in the Black Hole movie were Vincent and Old Bob and Maximilian.
Bob.
And yeah, because he was That's what that was one of the options for old Bob versus some of the robots in. Hold on, I can't remember now.
And then Maximilian was the
Whoops, sorry.
Maximilian was the bad guy robot.
Sorry about
in
that.
Black Hole.
Should,
Oh, we also forgot about was his name Bishop, the android in Alien?
yes, and Ash, played by the amazing Ian Holm, in the first movie, Alien.
And then the second movie, the android was Lance Henriksen, wasn't it?
Yeah, Bishop, yes. You're correct on that one. I was at work. Or was it C-3PO versus Marvin, Robbie the Robot versus Crichton from Red Dwarf, Bob versus Huey, Dewey, and Louie from Silent Running. I was going nonstop.
Bob was voiced by Slim Pickens.
Yes, he was. Oh, Vincent, you're one of them new models. Rob, we were just about to do the sponsored plugs, shout outs.
Did we lose him?
Maybe you had to use the Body and Soul candles. It's never too early to contact Lauren and put your order in for the winter. Fall's coming. We don't really burn a lot of candles during the summer because fuck that noise. And not only that, it's really bad out here with all the fires, which is going to lead into the Eric Marsh Foundation. So, Body and Soul candles, guys. Thank you very much.
And Gretchen wants to make sure that everybody knows that bark.
Bark those fires out of existence.
That's right. So we have the Gretchen and Fenner show, and they're just making sure. Yeah, they agree with Eric Marsh Foundation and St. Mary's Food Bank.
They agree. It's time for bed.
Yeah, they're. As you can hear, he's over here giving me the
It's time. Gonna go.
It's getting there.
Real Women of Gaming.
Yes. Catch me this Sunday on my channel and on Real Women of Gaming, where we get back. We've been off for a couple of weeks for medical issues of one of the ladies, but where we get back to Deadlands, the Weird West, where they will be facing the Zombie Queen.
Great.
Yes, I've been stealing my adventure ideas from ghost song titles.
Hey, it works
perfectly.
Rule number 1 of game mastering: plagiarize everything.
Nothing is safe.
Everything.
Nothing is safe.
Television, movies, comic books, coloring books, children's cartoons, everything. TV commercials, plunder, plunder, plunder. And with that being said, I am Jingo the Fool, captain of the Ship of Fools, and
thank you once again for turning into episode 83, the Supreme Council of the Master Geeks Lodge. We thank you very much. Please like and subscribe. You could have watched anybody, but you decided to watch us, and that really means the absolute world to us. We're trying to make this a fun kind of hangout place, and so far we've been rather successful. It's dog bedtime. We got to go.
I am being yelled at.
All right, y'all.
Okay.
Stay nerdy.
Stay
Have a
nerdy.
good night,
Stay
gentlemen.
geeky.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.